Good morning and happy hump day to you. How is everyone doing today? I see Mallory is in the house. Crime Time Connie, there's True Crime Beat, Preschool Granny. Mallory is here. I saw Just Me. Is Ange in here yet? Where is Pat K? You know, Pat K has mandatory attendance for this show. Boy, she bummed again on me, didn't she? Rexy, good morning to you, Uli girl. Uli girl, I saw her saying Finn was acting up again. There's Tropicana. Well, good morning. Everybody's piling in. I'll let you do that. Susan's back. All right. Woo, lot going on. Today is hump day. Yes, it is. Halfway to the weekend. It's only going to be a high of 52 here in Oklahoma on Sunday. Exactly what is your old buddy Brooks going to do when it's 52? Except eat chili and Fritos. That's way too cold for my bones. Way too cold. Hold on. V. Oakley said, OMG, I just noticed that I have on the same pink tank top I wore for the past 3 Wednesdays. Am I unknowingly wearing the same clothes on the same day of the week? That is one of the first signs of menopause. Have you checked that lately, V. Oakley? Let's go ahead and tell everybody good morning. First, we got to say hi to Mike. I mean, it's Wednesday. And if you want your own I Wear Pink on Wednesday CLL t-shirt, the model does not come with it. Well, for a price, okay? But I'm expensive, all right? You hit me up, CLL 72020, and I'll hook you up. You know I will. Let's go ahead and say hi to Mike.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
It is hump day. And, well, we know what V. Oakley's wearing, and I have a feeling we know what she's going to be wearing next Wednesday. So let's go ahead and do it. What do we wear on Wednesdays? Wednesdays we wear pink. Someone else who is white and is backstage and is a true Canadian and a huge advocate for Jack and Lily. I think she started the first group. She is giving back left and right for these beautiful children. And that is Jeannie. She's going to be our co-host today. Let's bring her up and ask her why she's white. Well, good morning, my friend. Can I ask you one thing?
Good morning, Brooks.
Are you wearing pink?
No, I'm sorry. I'm wearing purple.
Okay, close enough.
Yes.
Question 2, why are you white?
I'm not sure why I'm white. I just am.
Well, I could put up my DNA results. There's no question in it. I am white. Well, you want to help me sing Happy Birthday to Big T? Or we let OJ do it? I tell you what, God is good and God is good all the time. Our very, very good friend, Big T, who is struggling, trying to find a kidney, okay? Mm-hmm. She needs a kidney transplant. She needs a kidney in the worst way. Today is her birthday, and we love you, Big T.
It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. There's a cat licking your birthday cake. It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. There's a cat licking your birthday cake. It's your birthday today.
Oh, that was so cute.
Happy birthday, Big T.
Happy birthday.
Crime Beat in here is answering the question, why are you white? She said, born that way. I did not know True Crime Beat was a Lady Gaga fan. Did you, Jeannie?
I had no idea.
Huh, I learned something new every day. I have no idea. Woo, what to do? Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, Jeannie. I tell you what, we have scandals. more abuse allegations, suing CPS, CPS still involved. We got private investigators, admins getting publicly shamed, which I didn't like. One thing after another, and what's not in the upfront where it should be. I'll let you answer that.
It's going to be a very interesting show. Let me just say that.
Well, it will.
Oh, yes.
But as we can tell, Jack and Lily are not front and center. They are front and center on this show, and they are front and center in Jeannie's group. Other groups, they are caring more about what Daniel does with his dong and what beach Malaysi's on, or her new name around here is Malaymi. So what beach is Malaymi on? Well, I mean, they're like following their personal lives like it's a tabloid, okay? Like how people follow the royal family. They're just like, well, I heard that she left for this guy, and that's all in the uncensored group. But sometimes we have to cut through the fat to get to the meat. You know what I mean, Jeannie?
Absolutely.
Exactly right. Well, before I get to the comments and everything, let's go ahead and welcome our neighbors, and we're going to bring up another guest today. You guys, I pulled out all the stops for you today. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to bring up Kent Corbett. Now, his name might not be familiar to you, but if you're in all the different Jack and Lily groups, you're going to know who he is because he has been working on signage for people to put in the yards and everything. So let's bring up Kent Corbett and talk about the signs, and if you're in the area or if you just want one, how to get one. Well, good morning, Mr. Corbett, and how are you?
Not too bad today. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Now, where do you live? I don't want your address.
I live in Pictou.
So you're right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to show the signs first. These are fancy signs. Somebody pulled out all the stops. Who's making these signs?
Well, it's the original group that was doing the missing person posters came up with the design, and then I had it formatted for sizing, and the local print company that does the election signs is the company that gives us the deal on the signs themselves.
Okay, so if somebody wants to buy a Jack and Lily sign for their yard or their work or something, how much are they?
The 2x2 foot signs with the stake are $20.
Okay.
And they're double-sided.
Okay, good.
And you can also get a 4x4.
4x4? Okay.
Like if you're closer to a prominent highway or something. But those are $200.
$200. Man. Okay, so obviously the material had to come first. You can't sell the sign without the material. You got to have a sign in hand. How did you all get the money to get these signs to sell?
Well, what we did is the company gives us a quote, and we went to the public and said that we were going to have signs for sale. We took an order and had like an order form, put their name on a list, and we had a minimum order of 50 to set for the 2x2 signs, and a 4x4 sign. We're printing them on an individually basis. So once we got 25 or 30 spoken for, we went to the company and said, listen, do us up an order. And then myself appearing on other YouTube channels once we got the signs in hand. People from further away donated money to help get the signs out into prominent locations.
Like through a GoFundMe, or is there somebody that did they send it straight to the company? I wasn't.
They were sending it directly to me.
Okay, cool.
And then we also had the locals would just message me or whatever and say I want one. So we had a person volunteer that around Nova Scotia, she would take them and deliver them.
Nice.
So once we got like say a 10 or 12 to go between Pictou County and Halifax, well then we would send her out for a day because she liked driving. She didn't want to be out like fronting YouTubes and this and that. She thought this was the best way she could help. She liked driving. Sure. So she went delivering the signs and would either take them to the people's houses, or if they didn't want to do that, if they just wanted to meet somewhere else, she done that too. And so right now,
well, I hope you're in a nice lady going around signs meeting strangers. So be careful about that, okay?
Yeah.
Is she and her husband with her?
Yeah, she wasn't going herself.
Okay, good. Because I mean,
we have 55. We have 55 little signs out, and we have 2 double-sided and 1 single-sided 4x4 sign. And just this morning, I ordered another double-sided 4x4 for the business that is going to house the memorial from the RCMP station for the winter months.
Oh, so you can't keep them up through the winter? How come?
The memorial at the RCMP station?
Oh, sorry, the memorial. I thought you meant the signs. Okay, well that's
no, the memorial. Like we Wednesday night when we held I don't know if you've seen that we've held the vigil for Jack's birthday.
Yes.
A prayer vigil. Well, it was all combined in one. We wanted to get it out to the public that, okay, you're going to see this memorial disappear, but it's going to a local business in their business storefront for the winter months to keep the light on to hope to shine the way home for Jack and Lily.
Yes.
And so it was part that. It was Jack's birthday. Sunday was the 6-month mark of them missing. So we sort of all combined it into one little event. So now the business that has the memorial set up in their window, they want a 4x4 sign for the edge of their property.
Now, let me ask you this. You were at the vigil, I can tell. Who all was there? Was Malaya there?
No, we knew in advance that she wouldn't be attending.
Oh, in advance. Why? Is she sick?
No, just when because there was 3 or 4 of us doing the organizing, and when we asked her about doing it, she said yes, but don't expect me to attend because I'll be doing something at home privately. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm sure her private thing could have waited and she could have been there for her children. What do you think about that?
No comment.
Okay. Was Daniel there?
Yes, Daniel showed up.
Okay.
Logan was there. Belinda was there and spoke and read a poem. Her daughter Chelsea was there. Haley was there, and Cheryl was there, and a couple more of her friends or their friends.
Who is who's Cheryl? And remind me, who's Logan?
Logan is Daniel's cousin.
Okay.
She spoke at the beginning on Hidden in the Fog.
Oh yeah, that's her channel.
Yeah. Cheryl is Malaya's good friend and is the sister-in-law to Haley.
Gotcha. Okay.
Haley is the stepsister of Malaya.
Now, was Janie there?
Not that I know of. Couldn't see her out in the public. Whether she stayed in the car where they parked or not, I don't know.
Now, what is your theory on what happened to Jack and Lily?
It's hard to say. Like, I'm down to two scenarios. I know everybody has got me pegged that I'm only a one scenario idea, but I still believe it's possible that they get into something together and then it's a cover up. But I also am more likely to believe that for some reason and somehow they were sent off the property and that they may still be alive.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of give up on the whole they're being hidden and they're alive because I think, with all the agencies working, that would be taken care of. Now, let me ask you something. There's a few people on Facebook that said they didn't get their signs. Are they reaching out to you? Is it just a shortage or do you need more of an order to get it filled?
I don't think anybody, or if they're telling the truth, has got their signs because, like I say, we have the entire first order out. And we've only had two people that have contacted me since we filled or got the first order all out. So, like I say, we're not just going to order 50 signs and then say if something happened and the case broke next week, well, then you're really stuck with like 45 signs, right, or 50 signs.
Well, that's for sure. That's for sure.
That's why we sort of try to work on the fact that we would get half of them spoken for. Okay. They don't have to pay for them up front, but half of them spoken for. Then we put in the order. And then as soon as we get the order, we start distributing them and they pay upon receiving them, right? I think what you may be talking about, people not receiving their orders, that would be from the first fundraising group that was selling the bracelets and stuff. And we're just, the ones that are doing that now are just getting everybody caught back up that have been waiting for months to receive bracelets.
Oh, okay. I got that.
And Ken too, there was a postal strike too, was right? So that might be delaying.
Well, yes and no. It was used as an excuse in the first part. I don't know why they didn't get sent out because they didn't go on a complete strike. After the group that are with myself now, the two or three of us, after we had received the bracelets, we were still waiting on the keychains. Right. For anybody who had ordered just bracelets and that had contacted us and said that they didn't receive their order, once we got the bracelets, we sent them out, except for one person, because I had thought that she had ordered keychains too. Turns out she didn't. But then in the meantime, Canada Post did go on a full strike.
Yeah.
Then we did get the keychains. So we were looking to send out, like, why would you want to pay shipping twice? So then we were looking at shipping them out through couriers. And that's what we did with the couple for just bracelets. Canada Post now is on a rotating work stoppage. So it's different areas, different services at different times. But we are getting the people out their bracelets. The keychains are all gone. They sold the remaining ones of them at the vigil Wednesday night. But our next thing that I have that we're working on is I sent along the picture of the decal. And those decals are made to stick to like the inside of your glass. So the inside of your car window or whatever, they're 3 inches wide by 5 inches high. They have a QR code on that leads you to the Crime Stoppers missing persons poster information.
Oh.
And you can move them around like they're like, you know, those things you put up at Christmas time for the ornaments on the inside of your windows.
Yeah, they're
It's
kind of
sort of
like,
like on a cling plastic cling type thing.
yeah.
Well, that's what these decals are.
Oh,
So
nice.
you can put them on your car window, and that way. And what we're trying to do locally is I'm in contact and trying to get all the cab companies to buy one for every car
Oh,
that
that's
we
a good
can
idea.
put them in a car, like a in the car cab.
Yeah.
And then if somebody wants to look at it, find out more info, well, then they can scan the QR code with their phone, right?
Oh, that's a good
So we
idea.
have about 450 of these decals that are available by contacting myself by phone or private message or email. And
What's the price?
outside, they're $5 each. Outside the Maritimes, we'd want to send multiples rather than just one because they're so thin. If we sent just one in an envelope, the likelihood of it getting destroyed, even in the mail, would be like kinked. And I think once they're kinked, I don't think they would adhere to the glass very good.
Yeah.
So that's why we'd want to send multiples, and then we'll slip a piece of cardboard or something in
Yeah,
with
that's
them
what
to
I was.
stiffen it up, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Putting cardboard
Yeah.
like in between the beat. Yeah.
But the more stuff you put in it, like if you did that just for one, well, by the time you paid your shipping,
Yes.
then your $5 isn't going very far, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
for real. Now let's talk more about the vigil if you have time. Loving life. Okay, a lot of people are saying they're wondering: is there a protective order? Where Daniel can't be around Malaya.
I don't know. I like.
I,
I think in an instant like that, I don't think it would be enforced.
Well, I mean, at the police station, Daniel would have to leave. I mean, they're not his children. They're going to give respect to the mother.
Yeah, he
Loving
doesn't
life.
have legal right to the kids.
Right.
And I also think that, like, if Malaya said, "Yeah, sure, we'll be there," then we could have, like, when we informed Daniel, we could have said, "Daniel, listen, Malaya is coming," and then he would make that decision on himself. And I think that he might have got to be within earshot, but I don't know if he would have necessarily come out and stood in public, right?
right.
Because
Right.
With all the media there.
I agree with Loving Life. I agree with Loving Life. She could have gone. It was at the police station. If there was an order on him, he would have had to leave. It seems to me, just by pattern of behavior we've seen since May, she gave her one statement, and I'm sure she's upset. I'm sure she's got a lot on her mind, but she does not want to be around anyone. I mean, she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to be asked about it. She doesn't want to be on YouTube. She don't want pictures of her, anything like that. Now, is it true that she has not really visited Meadow? Does anyone know?
No, she has her
Visitation.
visitation with Meadow.
Yeah. Same as Daniel, but not in the same days.
Well, okay.
Well, it has been on the same days before because, as Daniel said, one day he took Malaya mail
That is right.
and went and gave it to her. And you don't know, but it may be that she's seeing Meadow more often than visitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We know custody isn't with Malaya. So we know that she doesn't have her all the time.
Right.
But that doesn't mean in the situation where she's at that she's not seeing her more often. But
Yeah.
she's definitely seeing her with her supervised visitation, same as Daniel.
Yeah.
Do you know, Kent, why the visitation has to be supervised? Are they thinking that Malaya possibly hurt her baby or could?
No, I think that's just standard practice. Like they're both a suspect,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it would be just, and like when I'm saying supervised visits,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that there's somebody there. I'm not sure necessarily if there's somebody in the room the whole hour, 2 hours, whatever the visitation time is.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sure someone is going in and out of the room.
yeah,
Like,
like a checking on them basically, but
yeah.
they can do whatever they want as far as playing and laying down with her, and
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. She must be so.
It's not as if somebody's there watching, thinking that they're fearing for Meadows' life. Like that's not the
Safety. Yeah,
situation.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, it must be so confusing for Meadow because I mean she's in a place that actually has a roof and not a tarp over it. You know, her parents aren't there.
Mm.
You know, I mean she's she doesn't see clutter everywhere. You know, I know that Janie is like really cleaning up the property and everything. Does Janie, is she allowed to visit her granddaughter, or do you know?
Not that we know of.
Okay. All right. I wonder about Cindy because Belinda, who I think is such a sweetheart, put this up on Facebook and she said, Cindy is suing CPS for what reason? Did she not try to get Malaya to leave? Did she get to see the children regularly? Did she report anything to CPS showing her concerns? Just what steps did she take if she had concerns? Does she know what happened? Okay, I'm going to let Jeannie answer that first because this is a very important post. It's your opinion only.
It makes kind of like no sense. Like I can't understand why she would be suing CPS in the first place. As far as I know, she wasn't like that close to the kids. I could be wrong, but her and Malaya did not have a good relationship,
right?
So
and that's the reason it was an odd thing on the day the kids, vanished, that she called her mom. I mean, her and her mom do not get along. So what do you think about Cindy, of course, who was Malaya's mom, Kent, suing CPS? Does that strike you as odd?
Nope.
How come?
Because in my opinion, and my opinion only, I think this is an after fact, but I think it stems from when Malaya left Cindy's. And like I say, I might be completely off base here, and if I am, I am. But I would say that
baby, you're not going to get in trouble here, okay?
Meadow has left. Meadow had left with Malaya and went with Sydney on the Saturday. There was stuff said over the next couple of weeks that we thought it might have been one reason why she left Cindy's and went to seek help and support on the reservation. But in my mind, is when CPS agreed for her to go with her mother and be with her mother and Wade as the 24-hour supervision because they knew what her mother worked. But for whatever happened after the fact, they they declared Wade ineligible as a supervisor. And so, ordinary for Malaya to stay at her mother's, Cindy would have either had to take time off work, which she didn't want to do, or, as Malaya did, went to find additional supervision on the reservation. But I think instead of setting that up in the beforehand, Malaya just left Cindy's, went to the reservation to get the support she needed, and CPS looked at it. Okay, you had an agreement to stay with your mother. You broke it. So when she left, even though she was going to find another situation to have 24-hour supervision, which they wanted, until she didn't call them or notify them till the next day where she was, they seen that as a broken order.
Oh.
So they went in and took the custody of Meadow. But Cindy and Malaya see it as, well, you told us that Wade wasn't going to be good enough for supervision in whatever reason, I don't know. And Cindy couldn't take her shifts off of work, so she couldn't be with Malaya 24 hours supervision. So therefore, you forced Malaya to go somewhere else to get the supervision, and then you turned around and used it against her to take custody of Meadow. So that's why they're suing.
Okay, so she's suing on behalf of Meadow, not Jack and Lily.
From what I can understand and what I would see, that's what I would say, yeah.
Okay.
But
Now,
if it is with Jack and Lily, you would think that it would have to go back to previous involvement.
Reports from CPS.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had a similar case like that here in the United States, outside of Savannah, Georgia. The child is Quentin Simon. His grandmother is Billy Joe Howell, and his mother is Leilani Simon. They had the same agreement. Okay, well, it got broken real quick because the agreement was that Leilani, we call her Lilazy, was not to be alone with the children. So it seems to me that Cindy broke the rules. Loving Life, who is on a roll with the comments today. Let's hear it for Love and Life. Come on. Let's put our hands up. Come on. Love and Life said Cindy would have been made aware of the rules. She was the one who had to do the visits, not Wade. So if she let Malaya stay with Wade, then Cindy broke the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Agree with you 100%, Love and Life. The rules are the rules. Now, I understand some people say rules are meant to be broken. Not those rules. What do you think, Jeannie?
Not when a child is involved. I do not believe that rules should be broken.
And like Angela said, you don't break those rules because there are 2 missing children in that family.
Exactly.
We don't want another victim like in the Quentin Simon case. The rules were broken. Quentin went missing and was found dead.
Yes.
Now, we don't want Jack and Lily found dead. The question is, where can they be? And what on earth could have happened? Now, we have 3 people that were at the house on Thursday night, which it seems like RCMP is really focused on our, Thursday night, according to Daniel. Okay? That he was cornered by RCMP, and they said to him, we think something happened Thursday night. We think you killed him Thursday night, but they weren't reported missing until Friday morning. Now, I've got a lot of problems with Janie, and it's not just her demeanor. She lied about raking for the pool.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. She is the last person to hear the kids outside playing. Those are her words. Yeah. What other things did Janie say that have now changed? I'll let you go first, Jeannie.
Well, I know about the raking. She claimed that night, Thursday night, that she was outside raking. And then, just a few days ago, I think it is, she claimed that she was not outside raking that night, Thursday night. I don't know. There's so many inconsistencies with her story that none of it makes any sense. Getting the phone call from her brother at 8:48. She was supposed to go to town that morning.
I'm so glad you brought that up. And her brother told the RCMP, it's in the documents, that Jeannie never, ever, ever, Janie, not Jeannie, Janie never, ever, ever misses that trip to town. Do you find it weird, all the weird things that were going on Friday, Kent?
No.
Okay.
Because the raking doesn't mean nothing to me.
I think it's the inconsistencies in the story. Now, we know Daniel and Malaysia, that they're in the hot seat with CPS, but there's something about Janie that really rubs me the wrong way. She looks like she can get real angry. And she was seething in that news article. And it seemed like she was so mad at those kids that she moved out of the trailer and moved into that RV.
Yeah.
And I just imagine being in there. I just couldn't imagine.
A lot of people do that here.
They get mad at their grandkids and go to an RV because they can't stand their grandkids.
I don't think she did it because of that.
She said it.
She said what?
I'll let Jeannie answer it.
That the kids were like disturbing her and running around, and like she had no alone time or anything when she was living in the trailer, so she decided to move into the RV.
Well, I can see that.
Well, it's understandable.
You're talking about a 3-bedroom trailer with 5 people,
and
then if you add in a 6th, she'd probably be sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Plus the other 2 kids that were going to visit every other weekend.
Yeah.
So
you got to remember the time that Janie started speaking in messages and in her interview was 2 to 2.5 months in. For someone who lives out in the boondocks and is used to total privacy, their life being totally disrupted by people that want to drive by and disturb. By the time that she talked, I can see her being frustrated.
Oh, she in that interview, she was beyond frustrated. Like she was.
Yeah, I can see her being angry. I don't blame her for being angry.
I just think I think to the general public, you have a different mindset, and that's cool. That's the reason we like different opinions here. The general public, it's like, could you not have taken a chill pill before getting on the news? She was defensive. And
I think that's part of her demeanor and personality.
Yeah, there you go.
I understand exactly what you're talking about, Ken. Like, you go from a quiet rural area with hardly any cars, quiet, peaceful, way back in the woods, and then all of a sudden your whole life is disrupted because 2 kids are missing, people are there, the police are there, dogs are there. Like, your whole life is turned upside down at that point.
And by this time, it's not even officials. Like, all the Mounties and all the search rescuers, all that stuff is gone. But they're still being bombarded by drones every night, and people driving up and turning in their driveway and slowing down as they're driving by. And like, I can see the frustration, and I would be frustrated too.
I mean, John Q. Public bothering me would piss me off. Police, right? I would expect that. I would get so tired of that. I would be like, there is nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Matter of fact,
especially if you believe you're innocent.
Well, yeah. You know what I would do is I would get one of those projectors and I would play this in my yard every night.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
So why is Janie not trying to get custody of Meadow? She could do the same thing and say, I will make sure there's 24-hour supervision.
Well, Janie wouldn't get custody because of her own living conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it's fine for you as a grown ass woman to live in an RV if that's the way you want to live.
Okay.
But if you have a child to look after, especially a baby, that wouldn't be considered appropriate living conditions, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I love how you said that. I mean, if as a grown ass woman, if you want to live in a dump, have at it. But it's not proper, for a baby. No, I got you. And that's the property she was removed from. I think we can all agree on that, right, Jeannie?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine her even staying in that in the winter. Like, where does she get the heat from? Because I know here, it gets down to minus 30s, some months.
Well, you could see in May that there was a stovepipe. Like, she must have a little wood stove.
Oh, okay.
In the RV? In the RV?
Yep. I know several people that live in camper trailers or old RVs on properties.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Housing is hard to find, and it's not affordable.
That's right.
Are you born and raised in Nova Scotia, Kent?
I was born and raised in Pictou County. Yep.
So did you know the people involved in this disappearance before Jack and Lily disappeared?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Just concerned citizen. All right, let's get to the comments from the last show, and we're going to dice these up. All right, Peas in a Pod. She's been going over this case with a fine-tooth comb. She is also the captain of our Olympic coin pusher team. Have you ever played coin pusher machines before, Kent?
Nope.
Okay. When you look at the neighbor's statements to RCMP on May 8th, which Daniel wouldn't know they heard him, the path of the late night car trips mentioned in the update from RCMP matched exactly to what Daniel claims he drove Friday morning. Daniel's making his overnight car trips as if they were Friday morning looking for the kids in case anyone heard him or saw him, in my opinion. That path also takes him right to the boot prints at the pipeline and the piece of blanket. Funny how that works out, Daniel. Also remember, he puts himself turning the kid's light on at midnight, and by 1:30, a car is going and coming. That also fits with what the RCMP accused him of. They said, we think you did something Thursday night, and you covered it up until Friday.
Well, no, that was a dog handler that said that, not a local.
Why would a dog handler say that to Dan, and why would Daniel be there? I mean, maybe.
Part of the investigation. I would say that they would say it to him to see what type of reaction they get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But do you find that odd? What was in the RCMP paperwork, or do
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
You gotta remember. You gotta remember. You're dealing with Canada, and these documents that we received from the RCMP, we would normally never get anything like them.
Exactly. We're really
and
lucky.
The only reason, and if you went and you read through the documents and you compared it with all the known, whether you believed all the statements from Daniel and or others, but if you took the information that was released in the documents and the information that had been talked about by Daniel, other members of the family, and so on, there was nothing new there.
Oh,
it was all information that was already out there.
Well, I guess I missed a lot of stuff, and I mean, I followed the case, but not as closely as others. I think the Globe and Mail articles were very eye-opening. Wow.
Well, yes, they were good, and at the time when they came out, they released information, and then it was confirmed by the documents. But if you're put it like, I believe that the neighbors could see lights off in the distance. I believe that they could hear a loud car rumble. You're in the valley; it's going to echo like anything.
Plus, it's pitch dark there. There's no street lights.
Yeah, no. But the thing is the first time that said neighbor spoke, it was 4 to 5 trips between 12 to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And averaging 20 to 25 minutes per trip. That's what came out when the neighbor first talked in the Globe and Mail.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that
up. But wasn't released as a source.
Okay.
Like she wouldn't release his name because his name wasn't out there, which I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I think names of witnesses need to be not brought out. Go ahead, Kent.
Yeah. So then after the redacted documents were come out, well, then said neighbor said that it was a number of trips, but the car remained in earshot every trip. Well, I think if a car is 25 minutes away, I don't know if that's going to be within earshot. Then you get the fact that the two neighbors spoke before they spoke to the RCMP together.
Yeah.
And then now you have the neighbor confirming on Sunny's channel and others that, okay, yes, it was 4 or 5 trips. The first 4 was made with a loud car, and the last one wasn't. Yeah. Okay, so that's different. Like, if they weren't made with the loud car, how did you hear them?
Exactly.
And as you were saying, when you were going through what you were saying just before I started speaking, and you said something, and I didn't butt in right then, but you said something about using, Daniel was saying about the trips being in the morning instead of the night before. Well, if they were made in the morning when he was searching, you goddamn well wouldn't have heard that because that was made with Malaya's vehicle.
Yeah, that would be that. Yeah,
Right? He used Malaya's vehicle to search.
that is true. Yep.
I thought he was on an ATV. Okay,
No.
Mike 1971 said, agree they could see headlights shine and hear louder vehicles, but remember, criminals lie. I don't know what criminals he's talking about unless he's talking about the shady people that people keep bringing up. Why
Well,
never?
one of the neighbors has a criminal record past, but we all have a past. Don't hold your past. Don't hold a past against anybody in the current.
Exactly.
Just look at the like if you're saying, and if you're watching the case and you're saying that Daniel has inconsistencies, then I say the neighbors have inconsistencies.
But can I just speak on that for a second? One of the neighbors did call 911 that morning to help with the investigation now. And
he said that he could identify vehicles that were traveling on the 289 because apparently he was out waiting at the end of the park driveway to get picked up to go to work.
Well, apparently now when he called 911 that day to, whatever he had to say, none of us know. They didn't call him back for a week after that. And that would have gave him time to speak to another neighbor. Absolutely.
And that's what happened. And the other neighbor, and like the thing that I don't get about the other neighbor, like I say, yes, you can see the headlights. He's proven that by taking another video showing headlights through the trees off in the distance.
Okay, what's going on? We understand.
You can't tell me that you've seen who the driver was. And when the RCMP come out with their last statement, they said that there is no camera footage available substantiating the claim that there was a car traveling in the area 4 or 5 times between 12 and 6.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so, let me go through Mike's comments since I'm doing comments from, the channel from the last.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Brooks.
No. I changed. No. We're having a convo. No one's sorry. Okay. So back to Mike's comment. Okay, we got through the headlight thing. He said, "Why never good witnesses in court? Blah blah blah. Hardly ever used. They knew the exact path Daniel would have to take to unload guns and whatever else over a step at stepdad's property with Pathfinder that morning. Okay, Daniel, you don't own no guns. What's the pulley 2x4 off the back deck used for cleaning? Little payback to make life more miserable, Daniel. What does that mean?"
Don't have a clue. Never seen it.
I never heard.
Can't speak to it.
I have never heard.
Real quick, Mama Mac wants to know how you became secretary treasurer, Kent. Why do you hold the money instead of it goes straight to the sign company? Who set that arrangement up?
Me.
Oh, okay, cool.
I stepped in when there was another group that was doing fundraiser efforts, and they were going to plan an actual fundraiser day to raise money with an event and whatnot. The person that was doing that, I feel, getting a little over her head.
Yeah.
She got a quote from like an outside event company to come in and run the event. The event was going to have exuberant cost, and I don't think she would have made enough money to pay the cost of to run the event.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And raise any more for awareness. So when she seen that and she came to the light, well, then she canceled. So then everybody else started calling her a fraud and this and that.
Yeah.
So she got back out of it. So then I was just in at the very latest. And I said, well, like, somebody's got to keep up the awareness. And posters are fine on a telephone pole in areas where people are walking. But if you got somebody driving through a village at 30 or 40 kilometers an hour, they're not going to see a poster on a telephone pole. So and I worked in elections before, so then I took it upon myself to contact the company, get the price on the signs, and then we had to have somebody that would look after it. So nobody else was stepping up to the plate. And so that's how I got involved with it.
Okay, speaking of frauds and people that might have possibly misrepresented themselves just a little bit, what do you know about the private investigator that so many people are upset with, this Chrissy Travers?
What do you mean, what do I know?
What do you know about this private investigator? Do you know anything? If you don't know anything, you don't know anything. Jeannie, do you know anything about her?
Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of know a few things about her. She was Please Bring Me Home, the organization that is helping with the search for Jack and Lily. She was working for them at the time. She was a PI for them.
Okay, I did see that. Interesting enough, I saw on there they do not interfere with active investigations, only cold cases.
Exactly. So apparently, or allegedly, I should say.
Yeah, we got it.
She had been going and talking to all the family of Jack and Lily. The organization got wind of that, and they let her go.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, there's a good reason for that, because the organization could get shut down with a quickness for meddling in an open and active investigation.
Exactly. It is an open investigation. They do not involve themselves in an ongoing investigation. They don't involve themselves in that.
Woo.
But she did. She involved herself in that investigation.
Well, she wants to private investigate, which you shouldn't put that on your Facebook. You're not private if everyone knows, okay?
Exactly.
Like, if I'm a private investigator and I tell everybody I'm a private investigator, and then it's like giving somebody your card. I'm a private investigator, so no, you don't advertise that. Private is private, correct? I think we all know how the sleuthing goes.
Exactly.
But this is part of the problem in this case.
Okay.
There's so many people out there acting under fake profiles.
Oh, baby, I've seen it. Have you seen that Owen Myers? That's Daniel's married girlfriend, Taylor.
Yeah.
Does anyone find it odd that Malaya and Daniel have got time to pick up strange and side pieces with these two babies missing, and people seriously sick at their stomach, crying at night, wanting to find these babies?
Yeah, but I never heard of that name, but that's a new one to add to the list. But there's plenty of there's plenty of names, even admins of different Facebook pages that are supposed to be affiliated or associated to Jack and Lily are being operated by one or more fake profiles.
Why with a fake profile? I have a group for Jack and Lily. I'm not hiding anything. I have my face on my group.
I'm not saying you.
No, I
but
know.
I'm just saying that I don't know why they want to hide.
Like, what's the point of hiding?
Exactly.
I don't
If you're going to speak, it's the same as on YouTube. If you're going to speak and you're going to say something, you should be willing to say it underneath your own name.
Exactly.
Everyone knows my name. My name is Brooks. They know where I live. Hell, half of you have my phone number. I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%, Ken. I agree 100%. What is the point?
Yep. We're going to come back to the scandal in a second, but first let's go because I got to get to, and I'm just going to remind everybody of this.
Struggling to comprehend the behavior of the mother of missing siblings, Jack and Lily Sullivan. It seems that from the beginning, Malaya Brooks Murray was more concerned about distancing herself from her partner, Daniel, though she left the last place her kids were allegedly seen at and blocked him on social media. From what the public can see, Daniel is more concerned about talking about the kids and
Very strange timing for me. Okay, you want to get the hell away from Daniel, fine. But you have 2 missing children. That is not the time to set up your relationship profile on the Facebook. Do we agree or disagree on that? Either way, I'm good.
Agree.
Agree.
All right.
I mean, within 24 hours, she was gone. She blocked him. She wanted nothing to do with him at all.
Well, blocking, but don't make a public spectacle of it and say, I'm single, change your name, and start taking pictures down. That is not a priority right now.
No. Not at all.
And of course, then she had to unblock him because it didn't take long for CPS to go get Meadow when they found out Jack and Lily were missing. Jack and Lily were part of a very active CPS investigation. And mark my words, they had eyes on Janie. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
For them.
I don't know how active it was.
She believes they.
Well, the kids had missed 41 days of school.
Yep.
They had appeared with I'm not talking about a bump on the bruise, black eyes, and they lived in absolute hell. I mean, you have to have a proper home for your children. Do you have children, Kent?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Jeannie, you have children.
I do have children.
Are you ever in fear of falling through your floor, Jeannie? You are on the spot.
Never. Never.
Do you have wrenches in your door to keep those out?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have a tarp on your roof to keep the rain out, Jeannie?
I do not.
Okay. You do not raise kids in environments like that. And they have to go to school. No way both of them were sick on the same day 41 times in a row during one school year. That does not work. No.
No, I would say that there's, and like I say, I'm just speaking in my own opinion. I'd say that there'd be just some days they were too lazy to get up. Like the neglect is for sure.
All right. There we go. Everybody, can we please have a round of applause for Kent? Because boy, he caught it.
Yep.
Because which not everybody might know, but we have heard through the case that the kids had to be buckled into their seats in the seat belts on the bus. And it's a requirement that the parent does that.
Yep.
Oh, so they were too lazy to get out of bed. Like they wouldn't have a problem with putting on their clothes and just running out and standing there waiting on the bus. They didn't want to, physically get out of bed and go out and put them in their seats. Wow. I never thought of that.
Well, I'm just saying some of it, like I think some of it would be that.
41 times. 41 times. And then they pre-plan that they're not going to go to school on Thursday and Friday. They pre-planned to be lazy. Have you ever pre-planned to be lazy, Jeannie? Well, actually,
I don't think that. I don't think that was pre-planned either.
I actually have pre-planned to be lazy this Sunday. I plan to go to church and come home and do absolutely nothing. Okay,
I pre-plan to be lazy every Sunday, but
Yes.
but not
I think
a responsibility to your children. But I will tell you right now, yes, I mean, Kent, yes, according to the RCMP records, the CPS investigation was extremely active. Hence why they don't just come take your kids because your children are missing. At this point, they thought they were in the woods. They were all looking in the woods, but they took Meadow with the quickness. So there's something in those files.
no. Meadow was allowed to go and remained with Malaya for 2 more weeks.
That's still
At least 2 weeks.
That's still with the quickness when it comes to these cases. So, what do you think happened in the investigation that they were no longer considered just in the woods to when it became this is a dangerous situation? What do you think happened? I'll start with Jeannie.
But that's not like as I said earlier. I don't think that's what caused Meadow to be taken. If that was the case, because both investigations, major crimes and missing persons, started at the same time, and if they thought that it was a dangerous situation, they would have took Meadow and done organized visits right then.
They would have took her right away.
Yeah.
Yes.
They wouldn't, because you got to remember the original plan is that Meadow was going with Logan, Daniel's cousin.
Now I heard that. I heard that she was going to go.
And it wasn't until Cindy arrived on the property on Saturday. This wasn't even on the Friday.
No,
this was on the Saturday. And they were going for the briefing at the command station. And Malaya was going to have an anxiety attack, and she went to the ambulance, and Cindy was in the ambulance with her. And when they came out of the ambulance, that's when Malaya said, okay, put the stuff in Mom's car, I'm going with Mom. Or Cindy told Logan to put the stuff in her car. Whoever said it, we don't know that. So I don't think it was the hastiness, and I don't think it was planned, other than the fact that Daniel tells us that Lily received a black eye on Wednesday while doing laundry at Patty's by the Tonka truck bumping up and hitting her in the head.
Well, that wouldn't have anything to do with it. This is from before. So, I mean,
but that would be the reason, because if you watched it from the beginning, in the statements that Malaya or the messages that she made to Belinda, they asked, or Belinda asked, well, do you think Daniel would hurt the kids? And she said, no, but he's acting strange. And she said, I'm just trying to protect the kids. And Belinda said, what do you mean protect the kids? Who are you protecting them from? And she said, protecting them from CPS. So I believe that if Lily received a black eye on Wednesday, that by Wednesday night or Thursday morning, they seen that it was becoming into a black eye. They didn't want to send them to school to have the school report yet another black eye and send CPS back, because they were there in December for a black eye. But I think they went, they investigated it, they believed it, they thought that everything was great, or like at least believable in how it was explained. And I don't know if they would have had much further contact after that. But if Lily would have showed up to school in May 1st and 2nd, and beyond. And so the easiest things to say is that they got a cough. And they were telling kids at that time that if you have one with a cough, please keep others home because whooping cough was going around. So that's how they explained on that end. But I think on their end, it was more because of the black eye, and they didn't want to have another checkup because the school reporting another black eye.
Well, then they would have planned to keep them out of school for at least a week. Because if it was, already turning, I can understand a little cut from a Tonka truck. But if it's already turning, that would have been the next day.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't by not going to school Thursday and Friday, then you would have Saturday and Sunday. In my own mind, I can picture these kids would have been called in sick on Monday and Tuesday, maybe Wednesday of the following week as well, if they hadn't went missing.
Okay, now I'm going to ask my next question. I'm going to ask it to Jeannie.
Can I just...
Go ahead. You go ahead, baby.
Okay, I just wanted to add to that. The CPS was going to visit them the week after Jack and Lily went missing. It was a scheduled appointment for them to come and visit the house because of the fact that their behavior in school and whether they had autism or not. So there was a scheduled meeting for the week after.
There was an appointment coming up to get them tested but I never heard of it being a meeting at the house. That would be new information to me if it was.
Okay, it was with CPS, whether they were going to go to the house or they were going to go to the office.
Yes.
Okay. And let me ask this. Has anybody, I'm going to ask the chat first. Has anybody ever sent your child to school with a bruise on them, like a bad bruise? They had an accident at home, a black eye, and worried about it. I can only speak for myself. No. When my kids had an injury, that's when they were the most excited to go to school so they could tell all their friends what a badass they are. Jeannie, you?
Oh my God. Speaking of that.
Go ahead.
When my daughter was in the little school there from kindergarten till grade 8, she was such a klutz. You know what I mean? She would run into stuff. She would have bruises all over her and everything. Mm-hmm. She just told me this, she's 19 now, and she just told me this a few weeks ago, that the teacher literally asked her if everything was okay with her at school, at home, because she had all these bruises all over her. And I didn't even know until 2 weeks ago she was telling me this, and I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? They didn't call me, the school didn't call me or anything like that, but yeah, when she was younger, I mean, she had, run and fell and tripped and run into things. You know what I mean? Little kids, they're gonna hurt themselves.
I know. My kids couldn't wait to get to school if they had some kind of injury. If I'd be like, oh my gosh, one time my son was up in the tree right in front of me, and I said, you need to climb down. He falls out of the tree. He's got this big gash. He can't wait to go to school. Do you think that I was worried about the government knocking on my door?
Exactly.
I probably would have taken pictures for a scrapbook. This is when your dad fell out of the tree and CPS came to see us. And, we gave him, some cookies and showed him all this stuff. We had a big laugh out of it. So does anyone find it odd that because of a black eye from a Tonka truck, innocent enough, even though you're in hot water with CPS for whatever reason, that you would purposely keep them out of school?
They were afraid. That's why. That's what I'm saying.
I was never afraid of CPS ever.
No, me neither.
But did CPS come and visit you?
They have no reason to. That's
but look at it the other way though. Is if your kid went to school with that black eye and the school reported it and CBS came and visit you and got the story from you and said, yeah, okay, everything's hunky-dory here. And then say 2 months down the road or 3 months down the road, same kid or another kid shows up with other black eyes, don't you think that you would be getting another visit from CPS?
I've never had one, and my kids were always going to school with something. I'm telling you. I mean, they're rough boys. They play football with each other. They play football at the school. They play on the playground. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, they love to show off their injuries. Look what I did. Look what I did. No, it was never a concern to me. I mean, are you telling me that like Nova Scotia is some kind of police state where they can just show up at your door at any time and ask what's going on with your kids?
Why would your mind go there in the first place?
Me?
No. Anybody in general. Why would your mind go there? Oh my God, my child has a black eye. I'm going to send her to school. Oh my God, CPS is going to call me. Why would your mind go there?
That would be the last thing on my mind. I wouldn't think anything about it. I wouldn't think anything.
But we know she was thinking about it.
Yes.
Because she told Belinda that she was protecting the children from CPS.
Well, that's a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Janaka has a question from the chat. Did anyone look into the islands off of Nova Scotia? Lots of lobster fishermen. They could have been taken by boat. Just a thought.
As she said, there's lots of lobster boats. There's not really that many islands. Like there's PEI, but the ferry to PEI wasn't running. But yes, you can go there by fishing boat. There is an island about 5 miles offshore called Pictou Island. But there's only about 26 people that live on that island year round. Mm-hmm. It expands in the summertime. So I don't think you're going to take them to an isolated area like that and add them in to the community and be able to hide them as per se. As you would, as the old saying goes, if you want to hide something, hide in plain sight.
Exactly.
Well, I tell you what, my kid this for me in plain sight. Thank you, Mike, for the $10 super sticker. I was going through putting comments up. You snuck that right in. Let me see. Everybody, please get your umbrellas. Mike is making it rain dollar bills, y'all.
They were abducted, but never pleaded for them. She says she was told by police to not talk to the media. I would love to know if that is true. Why would the police tell her to stop spreading awareness for her missing children? Almost immediately after the kids went missing,
I hate when parents of missing children say they were told not to search. Now listen, the first 24 hours, I get it. It's like they're going to come back home. They always say that. We know they're out there somewhere and they've got lost in the woods. We need you here. Somebody's got to be home when they get home. Yes. I get that. After that, they want you out there. They want you going, Ma, Lily, Jack, because they recognize Mom's voice. And that the police told her not to say anything about the kids, just not advocate for her own children. That is such a weird thing to say. I'm going to start with Jeannie.
No, I don't believe that.
No.
I'm pretty sure they told Cindy not to speak, or I could be wrong, maybe, but the police are not going to tell you not to advocate for your missing kids, your missing children. They're not going to say, okay, don't talk about them. Move away from the home where your kids might come back. She was told on the 911 call to stay there, not to go anywhere, just in case they came back. And she was gone the next day.
Well, and that's what really hacks me off. Now, people get a bad rap when they're told, I had to stay home. I get it. I dig it. That's what police do. That's not a bad sign when they say that. Okay, it's not.
No.
But if they tell you you need to stay here in case they come wandering back up, and then she hightails it out the next day. So I'm going to ask Kent. You're in the hot seat now. Do you find that odd? I mean, your kids could be out in the woods and you leave.
Yes, I find that very odd. But the fact that what the RCMP would have told her and Cindy, I believe, is the same thing that they told Daniel. Is if you're going to be talking to the media, watch the information pertinent to the case that you release.
Exactly.
If you want to release something, run it by us first.
And you, my friend, are 100% right.
Yeah.
Do not taint the case with your emotions, is normally what they say. And we know your emotions are running high. If you feel like, they'll even give you the mic and let you do a press conference. That's exactly
we couldn't even get accurate description of clothing. And then when Please Bring Me Home stepped in,
I hear they lost recently,
and they were going to do an update on the clothing. Everybody lost their mind, and they said, no, that's not right. That's not right. What the fuck?
I know.
Kent. Woo, woo, woo.
Like,
it's
true. Especially, I think there's two ways there's two ways I don't understand how they couldn't get the clothing correct. One, whatever they were wearing Thursday night, they were put to bed in Thursday night.
Yeah.
So therefore, they should have had a pretty good recollection of what they had on Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
Because that's when they were last seen on video. But then there was also a second opportunity to confirm with video when Malaya made the call to Cindy, or Cindy made the call to Malaya around 3:30, 3:45, when they get home for the video messenger call. I'm sure Cindy would have wanted the kids to jump in the picture for a quick minute so that she could see them, because I suspect that call was made because Cindy was supposed to show up at Patty's when they were doing laundry on Wednesday for a visit to see the kids, but never did.
Yeah. If anybody knew exactly what the kids were wearing, it would be Malaya. Because she put the kids to bed and she did not change their clothes. She put them to bed exactly the way they were on Thursday.
But that's what I mean. But they would have either had, they might have had different clothing, because when they come home from town, maybe they change their clothes. Like, I know for me growing up at that age,
Yeah.
When I went to school or when I went out to town, I had one set of clothes that I wore. And then as soon as I got home, I had to change those clothes. Because those were my good clothes, either for going to school or going out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had old clothes to wear around the dooryard and get dirty and everything else. So they might have changed them from what they had on the closed circuit TV at the dollar store.
That's right.
But then that's when you could have confirmed them with the video that Cindy had.
It's a very bad sign when the parents of a missing child, in this case, children. It's an anomaly. We can agree all on this panel. It's an anomaly when both children go missing. Okay, That's normally real bad business.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what either one of them had on. That's a big ass problem, right, Kent?
Yep.
Yeah, Kent's
And that's why I asked Daniel, because I wanted, when I was asking Daniel and relaying answers back to a crime and chain, that was one of the questions I asked him once I found out that they went to bed in their bedclothes. I said, "Was that normal?"
right.
Because if this was only the first or second time that happened, then that would raise more suspicion for me. But he said no, it happened any time that they came home late, or if they were already sleeping, they'd just throw them in bed with their clothes on. So it wasn't as if it was something new, but it wasn't that it happened every night, but it was something that has happened before.
Okay. Mama Ange has a comment from the chat. Love how you guys are ringing in. Love it. I'm going to drop the link again if you want to come up. Mama Ange said, in my opinion, now remember, we're using opinions. Malami left because she knew the kids weren't going to be found. I think all 3 people on that property that day are involved. Just my opinion, though. Anybody want to chime in on that? What you think?
I agree. I agree. Like, it's so frustrating because you hear so many different stories, so many lies. Like, I'm so frustrated because one minute they're saying something and then the next minute they're changing their story again. I mean, Malaya called her mother at 8:28 in the morning. Why? Why did she call her mom?
Missed
The
call.
kid's missing at 8 o'clock. The kids went missing at 8.
She hates her mom.
What did they do for 2 hours before calling 911? Were they searching for the
What?
kids?
We have another question from the chat. You guys are writing the show for me. Okay, hold on. Ilyanka, Kent, did Daniel ever confide who he met at the Dollarama? It's in the less redacted documents, the little we can get.
No, we didn't know that, and I never asked him since.
Wasn't it his boss's son or somebody that he met?
Well, it was somebody else that worked there. It's in the documents. Edmund Dixon, I think it was his name. Yes. Somebody that he formerly worked with.
Yes.
At the mill, but
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to remember about the blanket too, eh? The blanket that was supposedly was staged in a tree high up. Like,
you don't think it was?
Daniel's claiming it was staged.
It has to be planted.
But
question is by whom?
Him and Malaya were the only 2 people. I don't know about Janie if they go through the garbage. They were the only 2 people that knew where the other pieces of the blanket were.
Yeah, but this piece is supposed to be the piece that was on the back railing.
So it was not in the garbage.
Well, the rest of their blanket was.
Yes, but that piece there, it was not in the garbage. And he went to
I don't know, but
I mean, the police.
But the blanket has to be planted. It's not from the children.
No, the blanket's planted. It's got to be.
The police, 2 weeks ago, the police brought him back in for a 2-hour interview again about the blanket.
That was just last week.
Was it last week? Okay, sorry.
Yep, last Thursday and Friday.
2 hours, and they recorded his conversation this time.
Well, everything would be recorded, whether he knew it would be or not.
Well, yeah.
Like even his 4 hours, even when he was in for the 4 hours, we don't have confirmation whether or not Malaya was in this time.
No,
we do know from Haley and Cheryl saying that she wasn't, But we've got no official confirmation of that. But like everybody looks at these documents, and that's what I brought up earlier. Is the documents were a month and a half old when we got them,
right?
Yeah.
and they were, or the investigation, like up until the point, were a month and a half old when we got them because they were only significant or relevant up to the point of July 16th.
Yeah.
And we didn't get them till like August 21st or that week, sometime in there.
Yeah.
Like, who knows where the investigation was at the actual point when we got the documents?
That's a very good point. Jeannie and I actually talked about that, saying, to them, this is old news. I don't live there. I can just say from an outsider's, perspective, I think they were tired of the public pressure. They were tired of people saying they aren't working. And so they showed them, hey, bitches, this is what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drippy
Well,
thoughts.
you should have been able to realize what they were doing. Like every time that they were giving an update and they were telling us, oh, well, we had 3,000. Oh, well, now we have 5,000 images. Oh, well, now we get 7,000 images. Like, can you imagine sitting down and going through image by image to see if there's anything out of standard? And 7,000 images or 9,000 images, how long that would take you?
Yeah.
And that's only if they were stills. Imagine if they were 2 or 3 minute videos each.
For real. Okay, Drippy Thoughtsicles, which is one of the coolest YouTube names I've ever heard in my life. How'd you pick your YouTube name, Kent?
It's my name.
Okay.
My mother gave me it.
Put away your mother picked your YouTube name. That's very sweet. She says, in my opinion, Malaya at the very least suspected the kids would never not be found. But it brings the question, did she or did she not hear the kids in the AM? I'm going to start with my opinion. No, she did not. The only person I believe, well, I don't believe anyone heard the kids in the AM. I just don't. I think Janie is covering for something that happened on Thursday. That is just my opinion. Malaya could be acting, what's the word, ignorant, or she could have gotten the hell out of Dodge because with CPS and everything, she doesn't want to say what happened. If she's so scared to send those kids to school with a black eye, imagine telling them they got hit with an ATV or somebody accidentally ran them over or they accidentally fell out of the truck. I mean, something like that.
Nothing like that happened.
No.
You can't have a scene like that and not have any, like, scene. Blood.
Well, that's true, but I don't know that it happened there. Well, it would be detected somewhere. Angel Pete, thank you for the gift in the Crime Lines and Lies membership. Chrissy said, how does he know him? He verified that he has met them since. Now, let me ask you, Jeannie, what drew you to this case? Is it because it's from Canada? Because you're very active and you're very good at what you do.
No, it's because the two small children that are missing that are 4 and 6 years old, missing from the same family. That's what caught my eye. Not one kid from one family, but 2 kids from the same family. It's very rare.
It doesn't happen that way. We talk all the time about the Summer Health case. How can you have Summer missing? Her sister was missing at one time. She was found. And her aunt is missing, never to be seen again. What about you, Kent? What drew you to it? Is it because it's local or because the 2 children? Okay, local. All right.
Yeah. I'm heavily involved in volunteering in my community. And when this happened in my community, like, I said, wait a minute, like, something's going on here. Like, and my original thought was that they probably got into something, like a substance, and then it was covered up.
Like a drug. Thank you.
Yep.
Wouldn't have been surprised.
But then when like I say, as the case developed and evolved, and you seen the possible scenarios, and then like I did meet Daniel. He was here at my house we were out on the front step. I met him for 25, 30 minutes. Darren brung him down just because at that time he wasn't talking to me anymore, and he said, well, if you're going to decide to trust somebody, the best way to see if you can trust them is talk to them in person. So he said, I'm going to take you down to introduce you. And he brung him down. We talked for, like I say, 20, 25 minutes, and nothing really about the case, except that was the first night that I heard about the 6 bags of kids' clothing, and that Malaya's clothing didn't come back from doing laundries. That was the only new detail that we had discussed that night about the case.
Say that again. Laundry shows up in a lot of missing kids cases. Say that again. What didn't show up?
The statement is that like any clothes of Malaya's that went to Patty's to get done in laundry didn't come back from Patty's.
Yeah,
on Wednesday when they come back. The only clothes of Malaya's that were left at the trailer, if any, were the ones that were like still clean in the closets.
Yeah.
When Daniel went through the laundry after the kids went missing, and to bag them up because she requested all the kids' clothing, that's when Daniel noticed that it was only his and the kids' clothing in the bags of laundry. None of Malaya's. So all Malaya's was kept at Cindy or Patty's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have another question. Like I said, woo, this is great. It's like a call-in show. I feel like Howard Stern. Woo. Love and Life wants to know, why does Malaya have issues with so many people, but then is the victim in all situations? Can I answer that?
Yes.
She is a codependent, stereotypical, garden variety, pick-me girl. Okay? The wrench was in the door because she had been sneaking off to get her next person to give her a roof over her head instead of a tarp. Jeannie, your turn.
I agree. She went from Cody, okay? She went from Cody to Daniel. Like, she's always got to have somebody, you know, like a backup if she was ever to leave.
She's always got a spare tire. She's always got a spare tire. What do you think, Kent? Why does she have all these multiple issues? And I mean multiple issues with people. How freaking big is your community? Because she has got bitches and gripes with lots of people, Ken.
Well, I don't know her, so I can't tell you and speak to her as far as preference of men or relationships. But the problem that I have is, as in myself and others that are out there every day doing whatever we can do to raise awareness for her missing children. And then you see the way that she wrote a letter for the Please Bring Me Home group. But she submitted that to be read by somebody else. Why couldn't she, like, I know it would be difficult to talk about, but if she would have done that like in a messenger voice recording in her own voice, then we could have heard the emotion. But and if she was having a hard time getting through parts of it, well, she could have paused it and then collected herself and then picked it up and continued. But the thing is if she would have spoken that, And there wouldn't have been what people were expecting to be proper emotion, as in her initial interview, then that makes her look sus even more. But as you were talking, and you guys were saying that you believe she acts like this because of whatever.
Yeah. We know women.
I believe.
Kent, are you married?
Nope.
Does Malaya know that? You might be on the list, Kent.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm her type.
Okay.
I believe.
Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have a car?
I have a truck, but I'm in the process of getting it ready for snow plowing season. So I haven't had it on the road all summer. So.
You have a home?
I live with my mother, yep.
Well, then you're her type. Okay. You have a couch,
Yep.
You have a TV?
Well, yeah.
You're in one. You're on the list. Okay, Heather Marie says, I ask about Daniel's brother Justin a lot and never get a response. Why don't we hear about him? Was Justin there or not? Do we know?
He was there the next day.
Justin was not there the night before, from what I understand. He came on Friday.
Yes.
Don't know what time. He went down to Earl's to pick up the ATV for Janie because it was stored at Earl's.
Yeah.
So, but I want to go back to, I think Malaya reacts the way that she reacts, and this is my problem. She has to know one way or the other. Either her kids are out there safe somewhere, or they're not alive. But to me, especially being Indigenous, as they are more spiritually and culturally connected to culture,
I don't think that's what
even if she knew that they were no longer alive, she would be pleading for them to be found, to be brought home, to pay proper respects to.
Okay. Yeah.
And neither is happening.
Nope. Actions speak louder than words.
They do.
So for neither to be happening, and being Indigenous and the culture and everything else there to be so important, and there's no more evidence saying, and I don't care what all these channels say, to me, there is no more evidence saying that these children are unalived.
Then there is that they are alive.
Exactly. That people can believe that they're unalive. That's their right. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. But the dogs weren't able to catch anything as far as the scent. Now, the one big problem that I do have, and we didn't, and it was far too late when we found this out, because we didn't find it out until the HRD dogs were coming in. But I am deeply upset that we didn't know the dogs that were on site the days the kids went missing weren't scent specific dogs. Because how the hell...
That is very troubling. Go ahead.
How the hell are you supposed to have an air scent dog with all these searchers, which are different people to the property, the family, which is all different people to the property, because they all say that they never went and visited her before. They didn't know where she lived. The only one that's been there before was Cindy and Wade. So for all these people to be new people and running around the property, what the hell is the dog supposed to be smelling for as an air scent dog?
Well, I don't know how they do it there, but here they tell everyone to stay away. If you've been searching, stay in your homes, stay away. They let everything settle down. Then they bring in the cadaver dogs, and it doesn't take them too long to do it. It's one of the first things they do if they haven't found, let's say, a child. in like 3, 4, 5 hours. Okay. What bothers me about this is they brought dogs out in August or September, and they said because they didn't have any, they weren't available. You got to get them from British Columbia, is what I heard.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is true.
We're your next door neighbor. We got tons of them.
Yeah.
Okay. We have TWIC cards. We have passports.
Yeah.
You know, we're friends.
Yeah. Well, but you got to remember, I'm sure that there's other cadaver dogs, not necessarily within the province of Nova Scotia, but probably I would say you could say there would be at least one other in the Maritimes, if not definitely once you get into Quebec and Ontario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the numbers and the availability of these dogs that you're talking about, those were RCMP unit dogs.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're right. We have been up to 11 within the RCMP across the country.
Yeah.
But right now they're operating at a level of 6.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 came from RCMP. Now that doesn't mean that they're the only source, but and I don't have a problem with the HRD dogs coming in August or September. Yes, you would like them sooner, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as if the death of scent or death happened on the property and the HRD, it doesn't matter when the HRD dogs were brought in, because if the death was present there and decomposition started there, then the HRD dogs should trigger there.
Yeah. Well, even according to Daniel, they're not going to find anything here.
Yeah, Daniel said that over and over. I found that to be very weird. Now let's get to this question.
But wait a minute before you go on, because everybody says that, and they said to him, or they said, well, how could Daniel be so sure that they weren't going to find anything?
Yes.
Well,
that is a question. That's a huge question.
Well, not to me, it's not.
Okay.
If he believes the children are alive, how is the HRD dogs going to find any decomposition scent?
So you're saying that's what he meant, is what you're saying. The kids aren't dead. That's what he's saying.
Also, if the kids were moved from there and something happened to them somewhere else,
they would scent that.
But okay, say if this, because we get into this scenario too, and this is why I think when the HRD dogs didn't scent on the property, the next logical thing in my mind that should have been done was vehicles. Because, okay, if something happened on the property and they were only unconscious, but they were still alive.
Right.
And then they were transported from the property, then where is the most likely point that death occurred and decomposition would start? It would be in transport.
Yes.
So then that's when I believe once they didn't pick up once the HRD dogs didn't scent on the property, I think any vehicle that was on the property the night before that Daniel had access to for working on, because he was making repairs, working on people's cars to make a little extra money. Malaya's vehicle, the 4-wheeler, Daniel's own vehicle, Ron's vehicle, Earl's vehicle. Work your way through the line.
Yep.
Janie's vehicle, and see if any of them hit.
None of them searched, though. They weren't searched.
The only vehicle that was searched with an HRD dog was Janie's, because Janie said when they were getting ready to pack up on the property, they said, well, aren't you going to run it through the vehicle? And they said, well, why would we do that? And Janie said, because if not, the moment that you leave, it's going to be online that I didn't let you go through my vehicle with the HRD dog. So she said, you're running that dog through that vehicle before you leave.
Yeah.
But that was the only vehicle that was done.
I don't
But
blame her.
if there was no start,
Nope.
like I say, if they were only unconscious,
Yeah.
heaven forbid something did happen, and they
Mhm.
were only unconscious when they left the property.
Yeah.
Then the death would have occurred probably within transport. So then the HRD, if that was the case, should have detected in a vehicle, whatever one was used for transport.
Well, I think,
That's if you believe the kids are unalive.
Yeah.
But if
but,
you believe the kids are unalive
Mhm.
or not unalive, then you could make a statement like Daniel said.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I know I didn't kill the kids, so therefore I don't believe they're going to find anything with the HRD dogs.
and let's go back to Malaya's spirituality, okay? I'm just going to say this. Malaya has one spirit, and it's between her legs, okay? All she cares about is her next boyfriend and her next date and where she's going to live next. The girl has no career, no job options, or anything. So, this whole, Malaya is spiritual and she has her own way of doing things. There is nothing spiritual about the way her and Daniel were living. Okay, Love and Life said, like she reached out to Belinda. This is Malaysia again. Blamed Daniel, then blocked her when she talked to Sonny. Then made it a point to say Cody cheated and Belinda didn't tell her. She called Belinda, exactly. Well, she pretty much was called out on that one because the police showed up because she called the police at 12:01. And
No, 12:45.
Well, 12:45. Okay, 12:45. There we go. Close to 1 in the morning. She told the police that maybe Cody got him. Now, Cody hasn't seen him in forever and a day. So, of course, they're like right over there, banging on the door, banging on the door, banging on the door. So, of course, Belinda knows something's going on. So she knows that somebody is thinking Cody has Lily and Jack. So she blamed Daniel and she blamed Cody. So what the hell's going on there?
Yeah. She blamed both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But why Cody? Cody's never seen them. He gave up all his rights to them 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So why would she go right back and think that Cody took the kids? Or might have took the kids?
I think
Distraction factor.
Distraction factor. Thank you for that, Kent. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah.
And that's what all the everything else that's going on now, I believe, is all distraction factors. If you have people talking about people, oh well, money's this, money's that.
Yeah.
It's all distraction factor.
Yeah.
Well, I think basically the distraction has been brought on by, I hate to say it, Daniel has created quite the circus. Can we agree on that?
Yes, but you also, if Daniel hasn't spoken as much as he has, whether it's inconsistent or not, what would you two be talking about?
Oh, trust me, I got content for days. I don't need to hear Daniel.
The way that they're talking, everything is talking about Daniel committing a criminal intent, harming the kids. And I believe that if Daniel was dead quiet as Malaya was, YouTube would have been pretty quiet over the last 3 months.
I agree with you 100%. The most anybody would say is there would be a post here and there going, why are they so quiet? That would be it. That would be it. I think we can agree on that. We have other cases where the case would have gone away, believe it or not, even with a missing child or a murder. But when they create a circus, all we can do is go, OMG. This is an OMG factor. That's what we're dealing with.
Yep.
And like I said on here, I have a problem with Sebastian Rogers' case, which I'm going to talk about soon. I'm going to talk about it soon. I'm going to have someone on that people aren't going to be happy about, but hey, it's, it is what it is. Nobody would be talking about Sebastian unless his mother, stepfather, and father didn't create such an uproar. And it's not an uproar of I'm finding my child. I want to find my child. It's the you're seen with this one, you're seen with this one. You said this last time. Now you're saying that. And court of public opinion does matter. I hate to tell you, because if any of them are guilty, the court of public opinion, well, do you guys have juries there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be your court of public opinion. And there are
But it's not open courtrooms. If this goes to trial, they'll be lucky. They'll be lucky if there's still reporters with drawings in the courtroom. There'll be no live streaming court proceedings in Canada.
Yeah, no cameras or anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not like court TV.
Oh, so you're telling me like court TV or any of them can't be there?
It's not like that. No.
Okay. Ours are open.
You'll get a reporter reporting on the news that this was said, that was said, and maybe some still pictures drawn to depict the situation, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Going to the public.
Yeah.
That's why I say what we got in these documents. There's a reason why the RCMP caved to the media's request for freedom of information.
Yep.
And I don't think it was just because they requested it. I think it's because all the information was already out there. Yeah. And they said, well, why do we have to keep this stuff back?
Yeah.
Well, see, here in America, our courtrooms are open. So, I mean, like right now, what time is it? 11 o'clock. Okay. So they're having a trial right now in Tulsa County. I could just walk in there and sit down. No, I mean, I can't be playing.
No.
I can't, record it for streaming or anything because I'm not, actual media. I'm not cool enough to be Bullhorn Betty. But I mean, I just, I can go in there, I can just write some stuff down and come back and tell you guys.
Not in Canada.
Not in Canada. Because I do true crime cases, and I mostly do from the States, maybe other places as well. And the information that I can find, it would blow my mind. Like, it completely blows my mind. But here in Canada, you cannot find any information anywhere. And even if you request it, it's
not guaranteed to get it.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter because we got Jeannie and we got Kent. Loving Live said, oh my God, if this goes to trial, the two of them are fucked. Imagine a jury deciding your faith. Everyone has them guilty with no evidence. Well, I'm assuming in Canada, you need evidence.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but you don't need bodies.
Nope.
No.
Don't get them here either.
Yeah, we had a case last year in Cape Breton. Is the most recent, probably the most known case, where three gentlemen were being charged two gentlemen were being charged with manslaughter and murder. Okay. There was no body. The father went out and done his own searching every day from the day that his son went missing. And his father and a friend, just this spring, around the time when Jack and Lily went missing, they were out driving the side-by-side down this road, and the son hit a buckle on a sandal in the ditch of the road, and the father said, that looks like my son's sandal. And they got off the ATV or the side-by-side and walked 25 feet into the woods, and they found his body.
Yeah.
And the two perpetrators were already through and starting the proceedings in the court. And by finding his body, the second person who was charged with manslaughter had his charge upgrade to aggravated murder.
Yeah.
And then they also charged a third person for the manslaughter. So there's now, and they, like I say, all those proceedings were going through the courts without the body, but now they have the body and we're able to prove how he was killed.
Wasn't it on his birthday that they found his body?
I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that.
I think it was either his birthday or the father's birthday that they found his body.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but and that was the Justin McDonald case in Sydney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sydney, Australia?
No, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Just me, you're exactly right. We have talked about this in other cases, naming one, the Harmony Montgomery case. She was sight unseen, vanished. No evidence is in fact evidence.
Exactly.
Everyone.
And the other stipulation that I make here.
Oh, hang on, Kent. I want everyone to marinate on that. Okay. No evidence is in fact evidence. Now I want you to be careful, Kent, because you could be hanging around some filthy ass murderers. That's going to give you a real sick feeling if it comes out they did something, you know, but you're doing the advocating. Have they even offered any thank yous to you or anything?
Daniel has thanked me, and like I said, I only met him once. It wasn't a planned thing. Okay. But Daniel has purchased taken a sign, and Cheryl on Malaya's side.
Now, I'm assuming you had to do the sign kind of like Rent-A-Center style for him, so he's paying you like $5 a week, or did you just let him have that one?
No, there was other people. Daniel, there was other people that had donated to get signs out into prominent areas.
Okay.
And even though there's not a whole lot of traffic out there, I think it was important to have one on the location where the children went missing from.
I would think they would already have their own, but hey.
Right.
They were waiting on you.
But like, I tried to get one to Malaya. No response. I tried to get one to the chief of the Spectanatic First Nation where she's at. And I was told when I contacted her that, oh, well, we have signs all the way up from Millbrook to Indian Brook. I said, oh, well. I said, those are posters, aren't they? She said, yeah. I said, well, I'm talking about election signs, like they're 2 feet by 2 feet. So if somebody's driving down the road at a village speed limit, 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, they can see, like, their full color, so they can see what's happening. And the response from the chief on the sign, and no further contact.
Okay, well, they have their own way of doing it. Hey, at least you're putting something up. If they were doing nothing, I would be a little sus. You know what I mean?
But when we got boots on the ground on the reserve,
sure, there
was one sign or one poster on a telephone pole on the whole reserve.
Wow. So you were lied to.
I'm only stating the fact of the day that we had person there. Whether they were up from the time they went missing and was washed down because of weather or taken down or whatever, I can't comment on that. But I know when we had boots on the ground, and I also had people on the reserve, once we started getting signs on the reserve, that people were asking questions of the people that had signs stating whose children are these and where are they missing from.
Okay, Bobby Joe said she didn't see one sign from Indian Brook through to Millbrook 2 weeks ago. She said not one. She said, I looked. The only one I seen was in my own yard when I got home. What do you think of that, Jeannie? That Kent was told that and there's nothing to be seen. Now, if they're just paper posters and y'all had that rain, That just means they got rained away and no one gave a shit enough to put more back up. That pisses me.
My boots, like I say, I believe that they were posters, but this isn't recently. This was back. We actually started getting signs on the reserve in Indian Brook mid-September, before any rain started happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was way before.
And now there's a total of 10 and 17 little ones, and one 4x4 located in Indian Brook. And the 4x4 is right on the highway, 102 main thoroughfare. It's there. I seen it last week. It's on the northbound coming out of Halifax. Prominent. But what I'm saying is within the reserve itself, we were told that people that put up posters on telephone poles back in May, but as of August and September, when we started getting signs in, boots on the ground said they don't see no posters on the telephone poles other than one.
I have a question for both of you. Do you have like an RSO registry where you can look up on the computer like sex offenders around you? Because House of Bad Influence, I believe, lives in Niagara Falls. It says we should have a right to know who our neighbors are, like who's around us. Do you have anything like that?
Well, I know that there's a Facebook page.
No, I mean something official. Because if I had a Facebook page, I get pissed at my neighbors around here all the time. I can't stand my neighbor Frank. I'd have him on it every day. So there's nothing official from. Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay.
RCMP release sexual offenders back into communities.
Yeah.
And based upon their risk to reoffend when released, they give notice that they're moving into said community.
And what does that community have?
Once that is done, it's not there no more for anybody to go and search and track.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Facebook page that I am on, they show the person's face. They do say where they live, where they moved to. That's it. That's all.
Okay, I mean, I have no dog in that hunt, but when I think about the danger of that, considering, okay, let's say Jack and Lily weren't missing and Malaya's on the prowl for, another dude to be with. She doesn't know if that guy's an RSO or not. That's very dangerous to single women. That's very dangerous to anyone, if you want to know the truth. But, I mean, that's something you guys got to vote on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get a vote. You don't get a vote on that, dear. You're in Canada.
No.
But you can't. I'll tell you what. Why don't you run for office, Kent? I mean,
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Well, damn. Okay.
Municipal. I run for municipal office. I haven't run for provincial or federal, and I wouldn't now because I've only got one leg and it's too hard to get around to attend all the appropriate meetings.
Okay. Lori Green said, Belinda then said it could have been Cindy that blocked her. Blocked her for what?
Well, Cindy controls Malaya's phone.
Yes.
When Malaya was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But if that was the case, that could be the case. But why would Malaya report Belinda to the RCMP along with her best friend Cheryl for bullying and harassment online to the RCMP when communication was blocked by Malaya at, say, the 1 week mark?
Okay. No, I get you.
Because they did make reports on Belinda to the RCMP saying, and that is one of the reasons why that Belinda has subpoenaed for temporary custody is because she wasn't getting any information from the RCMP as updates. It's because she's not considered to be family. But also, and I brung this up to her about a couple weeks ago on one of Sunny's Live, but I said, well, use it back against her. She was the one that made the report for you for online bullying and harassment and cut off communication. So if she is the one that the RCMP is relaying information to, how are you supposed to get it? You should be the one getting the information for your side of the family.
Yeah. But
But the biggest thing is if Malaya contests that, well, then that's when it becomes fruitful, because then Belinda's lawyer gets to haul them into, subpoena them into court and have them answer questions under oath.
Malaya would be the only one that would get any information from the RCMP. Good, because she is the mother.
Yeah, but I think it could be relayed to Cindy, where Cindy was the one with the protection order.
It could. Cindy could, but...
Because Malaya would still be considered a possible suspect, right? Like, she's not cleared in whatever happened.
Yeah.
Wait, Malaysia? No, she's a suspect. Daniel's a suspect, and I hate to tell Janie whatever she wants to think or not, just because she's too unstable to take a polygraph. She was there. She claims she heard him that morning. I don't believe she heard shit. I don't believe she heard shit. I think you do. You think they were live Saturday morning?
I don't.
Friday morning.
Friday morning. I'm sorry, I didn't mean Saturday. Okay, Loving Life said, "Oh my God!" And Belinda was looking out for her. She did nothing wrong. Belinda you've met Belinda, right, Kent?
Yep.
Is she as sweet as she seems to come across?
Yeah. She was sick last week when she was at the vigil. She had a sore throat and cough and whatnot. But she's sincere.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of them are.
Really?
But I also know that there's an awful lot of, like I say, people acting, being other people.
Yes.
And as far as I'm concerned, if you wanted to make the internet and social media a whole lot safer, make everybody communicate by their own name. They don't need to provide information when they're initiating an account. The phones all have facial recognition on them now. So make that the security device, and make that when you log in, like, you can have it for your bank apps now for two-type confirmation. So why not have it that when you register your like your Facebook or YouTube account, you put in your name, and the first time that you do it, your picture is taken or whatever, and kept in, like, that you're not releasing, that you don't have to release like personal information as a birth date, social insurance number, or anything like that.
Yes, on that. If they asked me for any more information, I'd be like, screw that. I don't need that. I'm not applying for credit. But hey, you do you. Angel P wants to know what you guys think about Justin Trudeau dating Katy Perry.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yes, they are dating.
Yeah, he kissed a girl and he likes it. So, I mean, what do you think, Kent? I mean, if he gets back in office, could you imagine Katy Perry being your first lady?
Oh, God.
Are we talking about Jack and Lily or politics?
I'm not into politics. We had a question from the chat and I just asked it.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be coming back to power anytime soon.
No. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you to both of you very much, and we're going to continue this conversation next week. Kent, you are absolutely amazing. Everyone just loved having you up here. Hold on. Pat K wants to know, where are these Canadians from? She said she's late.
Oh, I'm from New Brunswick.
And I'm from Pictou County, about 25 minutes from where the children went missing.
All right. All right. Well, this is a super fun show, and you guys are so knowledgeable about the case. And I think everybody here wants Jack and Lily found safe and in a safe home.
Can I just make a quick point?
Yes. Please.
This is advice for anybody that's going out there and doing their investigation on their own. Stop.
People are doing that?
Stop doing your own investigation. Okay, this job is for the RCMP. That's it.
Well, I hope Chrissy Travers is listening, the private detective that everyone knows what you look like and who you are. It appears to me that some people are only out to get gossip instead of get information to help find these babies. That is a bunch of bullshit. Don't
Well,
you think?
I would say the same thing, but in an opposite way. Yeah, if you're looking into things on your own, just make sure that you're considering where your source information is coming from.
Okay, so get a notebook.
But the other thing that I wanted to mention a few minutes back, and it's with the technology and the resources that were put into these kids on the morning of, and how quick the response was. I think most people by now would agree that they hadn't wandered off into the woods. That when they left the property, they either left the property, well, according to the HRD dogs, unconscious or alive.
Yeah.
Because there was no sense detected by HRD on the property.
Right.
But the amount of searching, the drones, the helicopters, the special technology, which were satellites, that was put onto this area, and the reaction time that they were behind them, they're like, all that evidence means that they're not in the woods within the search area that was probably searched.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing to me is, one, okay, the HRD dogs didn't detect in the property. The other one is how quick everybody was on them, because they all came off of another search. They were already located within the county. It would have been sometime on Saturday before all these people got arranged and got here, if there hadn't already been here because of something else. And with Flare, if these children went missing between last seen at 8 o'clock, but went missing between 8:30 and 9:40. And Flare that afternoon was able to detect 2 plastic swans and a rock from an old rock basement that was covered in moss on the ground. If the flare was able to detect those as heat signatures, can you imagine what 2 kids still alive, even with a decreased body temperature from 98, say down, even if it got down to 80 for them, they would have shown up like balls on fire.
Yes.
House of Bad Influence said, let people do all the, investigating they want. The RCMP are friggin' morons. Would you agree with that, Jeannie?
Absolutely not. I would not agree with that. Nobody knows.
Really not safe to say that when you live right there, okay?
Nobody knows what the RCMP are doing behind the scenes. Nobody knows, and no one will ever know until Jack and Lily are found. So I don't believe in discrediting the RCMP at all.
Just from my vantage, which is way away from you guys, it seems to me that they're doing a great job, but that's just me.
The RCMP are slow, meticulous.
Yeah.
They usually surround themselves with the motto of they usually get their man or woman. Are they perfect? No. Have they made mistakes on other cases in the past? Yeah. But that anybody would be that's not perfect. So I think you're all basing the effectiveness of the RCMP based on how quick things unravel, because that's the type of society that we live in today. We want everything now, right now, not tomorrow.
That's right, Kent. We were talking about it yesterday. We talked about another case. I said I would love to have DoorDash justice. Wouldn't it be great? DoorDash justice. It's done. It's over. Who cares if they're guilty or not? Who cares about crossing the T's and dotting the I's? Hell, the people watching TV or they're looking at their phones, they're happy. Let's move to the next one. That is not how society works. Levy said, I think the RCMP have a lot to look at and a lot to do. Now, I'm going to leave it on that note.
Yep, innocent until proven guilty.
It also doesn't help when social media is involved.
Well, that's never going to go away. That's never going to go away. Sorry, as long as people have a keyboard and an opinion. So that's just something, that's a speed bump they have to deal with.
Exactly.
They have to learn how to use it and make it effective for them, not against them.
Exactly.
I think in a lot of cases they have their own departments, at least here, where they do nothing but watch social media.
That is exactly right.
In a lot of cases, there's a lot of times that people will not talk to the cops, but they will talk to people on the damn online. It's a crazy thing. But Love and Life, I agree with this. I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. Not to be grim, but I think this case is a little more complex than what we're looking at.
Yes.
I think this was an escape.
There's factors in this case.
Let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought, please. Because I lose my thought very easily. I think it's very complex. I think this was an escape plan for somebody or a revenge plan for somebody. But it can only be one of three people at this point. So this game of Clue is going to drive you crazy. And I think that's where the RCMP is. I'll let you continue, Kent.
There's factors in this case that if you're not from Nova Scotia or maybe the Maritimes, you would never think have a bearing on the case. And just let me tell you, if you go back to May 6th when they called off the search and watched the first minute and a half of the major crimes unit investigator speak, you may get a clue to what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
Now, what do you mean? I hate to ask, but what do you mean?
I'm not going there. If you want to know, because everybody judges it based upon their own reference or interpretation. But if you go and watch the TV interview the day that they said that they were calling off the search and listen to the first couple minutes of what the major crime unit said, you may have a clue that makes the case more than what it normally would be.
Yeah.
Kent, you're leaving me hanging.
Well, I got nothing else to tell you. I've been trying to tell people for 6 months and they don't listen. So The only thing is they should go listen to that interview. If they don't see anything else that could be affecting this case, as Janie said, that, and I think Janie is understanding what I'm putting down, then you can go to that statement made by him in the first few minutes of his, and that'll tell you what they're dealing with.
Well, Mr. Wrench can listen to it. Denise can listen to it. We may not come out with the same thing that you can. So can you come back next week and we go through that interview?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything to keep Jack and Lily's names out there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for everything that you guys do and for taking time out of your morning to come up. I mean, it's your afternoon now.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Mr. Hemi said it just silenced Kent, crime lines. I'm not silencing him at all. He can say whatever he wants to say. It's his opinion and what he got from the interview. That's why we're going to go through the interview again next week. And I think we should go through it in Discord because you obviously picked something out of it that's got me extremely intrigued. And I know Jeannie's going to run right to it.
Oh, yes.
All right, you guys are the absolute best. Big round of applause for our special guest, Kent Corbett, and my co-host today, Jeannie. And woo, we had a lot going on today. So you guys make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have notifications on. Now, we talk about a lot of different cases. And remember, every day at 9 a.m. Central, we are live. Same great time, same great place, same great friends. Can't always guarantee that the host is 100%, but hey, you get what you get. You're in good hands. You guys are the absolute best. Love you bunches. Thank you, members. Thank you, mods. Thank you for the gifted memberships, the super stickers. You guys are the channel. Again, thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Kent. And we'll see you next week about Jack and Lily. But we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for either a Throwback Thursday or something else we want to talk about. It'll be a surprise. Love you.
Thanks
for having us up.
Anytime, Kent.